coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it should be a great one. As it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. On the visitor's sideline, their head coach. These guys have played well in their 2 playoff wins, but they've got a tall task here on Championship Sunday. His counterpart on the Ravens sideline, John Harbaugh. These guys earned the right to host this game, and now just 1 win away from solidifying their spot as the best team in the conference. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there on the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
They wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 22-yard line.
On the ground, this is Amari Hampton. Nice run past the 30-yard line there. That looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or creep or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But they pick it up on 31 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, as they move forward, you get it.
Just a yard on the pickup there to bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball.
Herbert has it knocked free. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. In a game of this magnitude, it's always good to get out to a great start. In a game of this magnitude, you go up early, that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. Psychologically, you now have the advantage as well as on the scoreboard. And also, it's a settling effect for your team. You're in it now. You've got the lead. Let's just go play some more ball.
Tyler Luke now for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. The scoop-and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
The Chargers take over.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Herbert off the play action. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Now a 2nd and 2. Herbert going to give to Hampton. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision made defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he wasn't able to do much with it.
In motion, the tight end. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. That is caught. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. This defense, John, is very opportunistic here. A second fumble recovery in this 1st quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the 1st fumble recovery, they were eager to get a 2nd one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And we talked about it last week, the pressure of not just playing in the playoffs, and now in the championship game as they try to close out a perfect 19-0 season. Of all the games they've played, though, this year, this is far and away the toughest one. If they find a way to win it, guess what the next one will be? The toughest one they played. That's what happens when you have a perfect record on the line.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Herbert, quick pass out wide. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Receiver downfield. Offense.
And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Out of the gun, they'll run with Hampton. He's able to get 6. A nice pick in the left of the terrier.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy this caliber runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that is incomplete. Force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? As he just did it on that one, force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Here's Herbert. This one finds McConkey. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to about the 19. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us ended with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, you'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start on the ground. Here's Ali. And they'll scratch out a yard into the 30, and that's all.
Yeah, things are pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now 2nd and 9. Up the middle they go with Dixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage. And now 3rd and 11 coming up. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. But man, his first throw, they nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down. Out now is a punter, Jordan Stout.
In punt formation for the Ravens.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So out come the Chargers. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. This time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 24 yards. And the Chargers first down. 24-yard gain on the play.
On first down, it's Hampton. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Man open left side is Brown. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Third down and 1. Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shot the D and rip off a pretty good play.
Hopefully on 3rd down for short yardage, you're looking at field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now it's Herbert. That is incomplete. That pass just a little bit off free. Looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, are going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw here, Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Parker Washington, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Chargers have taken the lead here in this AFC title game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead is now 10-7.
10. Ravens 7.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. To 26. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, let's see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
10 at the 44-yard line.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Play action. Now Jackson. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
Now on 3rd and long, they look to throw. Jackson gets deep in. And he'll take this to the 47 and go further. As they get him down well short of the line to gain. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off for the first down.
I know they got the first down. But Brandon, I still don't like the call going for it there. Yeah, they got it. But I would have punted the ball there, played some field position. I mean, it's okay to end drives and kicks, right? You know, we've heard that from different guys before. Remember, kicks either field goal or point after touchdown. It's okay to end it in a kick.
10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got. And that's a heck of a run right there.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. Well, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Dixon trying up the middle. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. They were hoping to get everybody in sync. The line, the backs, and everybody looked in sync on that play.
They were in sync, and the field tilted. And that's when we get the term running downhill, because when you've got that kind of momentum and everyone's doing it properly as you just described, it does feel like they are coming from downhill to you as a defender, and that is really hard to stop.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
The right lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's Herbert. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Brings up a third.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42.
Gain of 6 yards.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
The Ravens take
a look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. They'll start the drive with Hill. Tackle made by Tyree Wilson. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the scramble there, but it does leave him still a few inches shy with third down looming.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Daniel Henley. In there to drop him for a loss on the play.
But it certainly took too long to set up play action. That gave the pass rush time to get home for his first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about a quick game and leave play action alone for a little while.
AFC title game, second quarter action. 2 minutes to play.
And you better choose wisely. That's my heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 20.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On first down, it's a run without lead. And they'll get him down here about the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
Brings up second and 3.
From the gun, Jackson. Walker has it. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and he goes for a first down. And defensively, though, in zone coverage there, you have to be a little careful. You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try to cover downfield.
4 yards.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up second down.
29-yard line.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing is Jackson. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On first down, they go with Dixon. They're able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 56 yards on the ground in this first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Offside. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Luke now for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10.
Makes the score.
Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
The Chargers take over first and 10. The Chargers take over first and 10. The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much, and we welcome all of you back. Here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. 1-0 time he takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this way, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year, and they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guys.
To the 37, gain of 9.
On the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Henry up the middle. They get nothing out of that one. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. McKinnon here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down before he gets into enemy territory. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle that slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body.
Over the middle, there's a diving catch. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 33. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff right side. It's Dixon. And he edges forward, but never gets a pair of yards out of it. With second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles. Because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he is into the end zone for a one-time touchdown. Mark Andrews, 29 yards. And the Ravens continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Look for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, first and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive begins with a carry by
Hampton. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 29, here's second down at 7. A run once more with Hampton. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's piled up again at the line of scrimmage. They have 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success.
Just a gain of a couple of yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Taken in at the 22. A 7-yard return following a punt for 45 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure you have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And that's the kind of run you get when you know Super Bowl berth is in sight. They've got the lead. It's the second half. All those weeks of wear and tear in your body just go away. He's running with purpose now, and that's a heck of a run.
Now a handoff for Dixon. And nearly sprung in that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 79 yards for him on the ground now as he's been terrific here this afternoon. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Bronco 80. Bronco 80. Check.
Now on first, Dixon again. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Two yards to go, second down.
Here we go, start. Cowboy 80.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And down inside the 15 it goes. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Here we go, here we go.
A first down carry for Henry. And they corral just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 more on that one, and another first down. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Ready.
Hill is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll tackle him at the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Let's go.
They'll try it with Ali. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The the tally there, -2 yards. Brings up third down.
It's third down and goal to go.
They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. And incompletion as a result.
No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it.
Pass the 60. Pass the 60.
They'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown. Mark Andrews. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Well, they've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they're really laser focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
They have been dominant in this one. Luke now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Herbert now. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From the 35 back to work on 2nd and 4. Herbert going to give to Hampton. And this rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Herbert with it looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This game well in hand. Perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't give up any sound completions, no great point. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the Ravens.
Here's Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They'll look to throw again. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he's going to be taken down into 39, clearly short at first by a few yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
players in motion left. Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Chidobe-Awuzie with a pick. I guess an interception at this point on fourth down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
Let's go now. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready, right?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play.
It's a gain of 7.
And it'll be second
Brings
down.
up 2nd and 3 at the Chargers' 37-yard line.
Ready? 60.
Inside handoff. Henry trying to run inside, but nothing there.
The ball carrier.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Let go.
On third and short, it's Dixon. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth.
Rocco 80. Go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Washington. It's a gain of 4. And now it's 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He'll dump this off to Hampton, complete. And some room to roll now. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
38 yards on the play. First down, Los Angeles.
Again, Herbert. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's
dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 31. The Chargers on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
And he will make it back to the line of scrimmage, but that is all. 4th down coming up as we reach the 2-minute warning.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Oronde Gadsden
From 6 yards away.
And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere, they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns him there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball because they've been spending their time trying to stop him from all angles. This time the tight end gets him.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And it'll fall incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
70 Timberwolves.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Cougar 19.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
And look at this. Big gain by Fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. The Chargers getting set to go.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
2nd down.
He's going to let it fly. This is taken in. It's complete. Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And the Chargers first down.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And this will be caught once again by Brown. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
Another Chargers first down.
Herbert. That's Washington. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Herbert throwing again. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Marlon Humphrey on the coverage.
Delta.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And Brown's got it for a Charger touchdown.
Touchdown.
14-yard touchdown. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a tiptoe catch back in the end zone, so tough to do, but he made it look pretty easy.
Certainly did, and the back of the end zone is treated this.
Yeah, we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally. This will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit.
Chargers 24.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And who's got it? I think the Ravens do, yes. And they're going to win this football game. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he's got some space here. Yeah, he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Let's go.
A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Let's go. Cowboy 80. Ready, ready?
Again to Henry. That is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry, 14 yards. And the Ravens are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Luke for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score.
Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
One last throw here for Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. And all that hard work has paid off. They're AFC champions, and on to the Super Bowl they go.
It's got to be an amazing feeling for them, doesn't it, Brandon? The idea that you've done it all that hard work, all that sweating, all that effort, All those times you're getting yelled at by your coach, and now you get to go to the Super Bowl. Put your hats on, guys, and say AFC champs.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.